that you can take to help to relieve any lockdown or self-isolation, fear, stress, and anxiety. So as people come along, you might hear my puppy barking very loudly in the background. Excuse him and all his cuteness. So yes, we're going to go through 3 really useful steps to help you. Now, I've been observing what I'm going through myself, what people in our community are going through. I've got a lot of people reaching out on social media and email, and I'm seeing 3 really interesting things that are going on in people's psyche and in their practical daily experience that are generating more challenges around stress, fear, and anxiety right now. So I'm going to give you 3 solutions to the 3 things that I see that are going on, okay? So anyone who's just joining us now, again, we're going to do 3 steps that you can take practically right now. You can grab a pen and paper and make some notes if you want, to relieve stress, fear, and anxiety in this lockdown situation, in this isolation, and the uncertainty about what's going on with the pandemic right now, okay? There are 3 very specific types of challenges that people are facing, and you might not be aware that these are what are actually going on deeper in your own mindset and in your emotional state. If we can bring awareness to these 3 things and implement the solutions, you're going to find a lot of relief, okay? So hey to everyone that's joining us. Now, the first of the things that is commonly happening for people as a trigger that causes us more fear, more anxiety, more stress, and we're going to talk about a solution, is loss of certainty. Okay. The second thing that goes on that's causing more fear, stress, and anxiety is loss of purpose. Loss of purpose. It's a really big one. Or realizing, because you're still now and you aren't able to go out and do the things that you normally do, and you're not on the treadmill, on the mouse on the wheel, going every day, you might realize you feel like you never had a purpose in the first place. Okay. So loss of purpose is a really big one. And the third one is what I call loss of vision or loss of plans, okay, which is the future focus, the carrot at the end of the stick, the things we look forward to, the things we create in our future that make us feel interested and excited and feel like there's something to live for and something to get up for every day. So when you pull from people, when you rip from under them, like pulling the carpet from under them, when you take away certainty, you take away purpose, and you take away vision and plans for the future, it creates all sorts of flow-on challenges, which is what a lot of people are experiencing and going through right now. So we're going to talk about solutions to those things, okay? What can we practically do to relieve ourselves of the stress, fear, and anxiety that's coming up because of those 3 things specifically? So the first thing, loss of certainty. You don't know when this is going to end. You don't know what's coming out the other side of it. You don't know how your own personal situation will be impacted. You don't know what's going to be available to you on the other side of this, be it work, be it lifestyle, whatever it is. Loss of certainty. How do we deal with that? Because we can't control life and we can't put dates on when this is going to end. We don't know what the certainty is for the future in many, many ways. So how do we address the fear, stress, and anxiety that comes up around loss of certainty in your life? Well, here's what you can do. Start to focus on the things that you do know are certain. This may seem really simple and you might think this won't work, but it's actually extremely powerful. And the proof is in the pudding, as one saying goes. I don't know if you have that saying in your country, but the proof is in the action. Take action with it and see what happens. Start to focus on what do you know for certain. Here are some examples. You know for certain the sun's going to rise each day. You know for certain that you are where you are and you've got the security of the roof over your head that you've got at the moment. What do you know for certain? The relationships you've got. What do you know for certain? The people that you love. What do you know for certain? The people that love you. What do you know for certain? Your resilience level. You have a resilience level that you don't even realize that you have actually. Human beings are so resilient that you can pick a human being up and take them out of everything that they know to be true and everything that they know to be certain, and you will be surprised by how powerful you actually are to adapt to a new normal. So what do we know for certain? Your resilience level. Okay? Trust me, you've got resilience beyond what you know that you have already. And someone said, is there lockdown or not? And some people in some countries are not in lockdown. So we've got people joining us from all over the world, right? So some countries are operating with people being out and about. Some people are in semi-states of isolation and lockdown. Other countries are in essential movement only, essential services only. So what do you know for certain? When you don't have certainty about everything else, it brings up stress, fear, and anxiety. Lock on to what you do know for certain. Well, your faith. Do you have a faith base? If you do, then that's certainty for you. Lock on to your faith base. There's all sorts of things. Values. What are your personal values? When you don't have certainty in the world around you and your finances and your future and your job and all sorts of things going on, and what date will this all end? When will things be okay? What are your values? That's something you know for certain. Are your values justice? Are your values honesty? Are your values integrity? Are your values peace? Are your values joy and finding laughter or making the best of a situation? Lock onto what you do know for certain. It will give you relief from stress, fear, and anxiety coming from uncertainty when you put your focus on the things you know are certain. So again, the relationships you have, what you're interested in, your values, love, resilience, faith, anything you know for certain. Another really interesting one is identity, right? So people can take from you your job, your comfort, your lifestyle, your plans, whatever it is that you draw comfort from for certainty. They can take all those things from you, but they cannot take the core of who you are. And the core of who you are is something that's certain for you. And that can give you a great level of peace amid the uncertainty. So, what do you know for sure about yourself? Start to think about who you are, because you are not your job. You are not the things that you do. You are not what you own. You are not where you live. You are something much more powerful, much more expansive than just that. There is a core of you. There is a spirit and essence breathing through you. That is what we know for sure. That's your identity, right? If you build your identity on the job that you go to every day, or the house you own, or how many things you have, or the lifestyle you live, if you build your identity on that, as we're finding out right now, and that all of that stuff stops because you can't go and do it and you can't rest upon it and you don't have certainty around that anymore, it starts to create stress, fear, and anxiety for you. So don't build your identity on those things. This is not a message for the pandemic. This is a message for life. This is a message that I teach all the time, irrespective of what's going on. Because as people go through crises and chaos in their life, transitions, unexpected changes, individually or as a humanity, you start to realize you cannot build your identity upon these outer things. We can love them, we can enjoy them, they add color to our life, they're important, there's no doubt, but they are not the core of who we are. And when we have uncertainty in the world around us, and you want to relieve yourself of stress, fear, and anxiety, you need to rest on, lean on, hinge on, stand upon what you know for certain to counter the uncertainty. What you know for certain is the core of who you really are. It's the small, still space within you. It's the energy that breathes life through you. It's the part of you that will be okay no matter what is going on around you, no matter what is taken from you, no matter what you own or do. I don't care about those things in your life. You are not what you do. What I care about is the heart of you. That heart of you remains strong no matter what goes on around you. You are more resilient than you know. So step one is address the loss of certainty by leaning on, standing on, anchoring in what you know for certain: faith, love, your identity, resilience, your values, your interests, your relationships. These are the kinds of things right now that are very, very important. Point number 2, big challenge causing stress, fear, and anxiety right now for people is this: loss of purpose. If your purpose has been the work you do and you can't do the work right now, it's difficult because you feel like you've got no purpose day to day, right? Some people don't have a sense of purpose day to day, and that's been a problem irrespective of the pandemic and the global situation. That can create sense of depression and sadness and melancholy and feeling hopeless and directionless. And then this situation comes along and compounds it. For other people, they've had a sense of purpose through their doing in the world. What I do day to day gives me a sense of purpose, right? And then when that's taken away, you start to feel like you don't quite know what to do with yourself and you don't feel like you've got a sense of purpose. Purpose gives us a sense of peace and sense of happiness, a sense of personal value, a sense of satisfaction and fulfillment day to day. So if you don't have a sense of purpose and it's taken away from you, you start to feel uneasy, and it can start to bring up anxiety. I don't know what to do with myself. I don't know where my place is amongst all of this that's going on. So what is the solution? You need to create yourself your own sense of purpose, okay? And I'm going to step you through it right now. When everything is stripped away and your normal way of doing things and where you go and the structure day to day, Monday to Friday, and all those things is stripped away, you're left with just yourself and time. That is very uncomfortable for a lot of people, to just be with yourself and be with time and not know what to do. Okay, we need a sense of purpose. As human beings, we are driven to want to be purposeful, to be active. And yes, there's place for stillness, and I'm not saying that that's not important, and that is all part of it, and that ties in with being purposeful. But we like to do, we like to create, we like to feel satisfied, we like to feel fulfilled. So I'm going to encourage you to think about the fact whether you felt like you had purpose before the pandemic or whether you didn't have a sense of purpose. It doesn't matter. This is applicable to everyone right now. Choose your own purpose where you stand. Okay, choose your own purpose where you stand. Now, what might that look like? It is not the same for everybody. It is not okay to say that everybody should be really productive during their home isolation and lockdown, and we should all be making sure that we do lots of things productively, because you know what? Some people right now just need to sleep. Some people just need to rest. Some people just need to meditate. Some people need to be with their children. Some people need to go into healing things that are going on in their body. Some people need to read and learn. Some people need to be more active. Some people need to take care of things going on in their business that they've never had time to do until now. Some people need to plan career changes because they've been meaning to do it for a long time, and now's the time for the reflection. Some people need to go into spirituality practices. Some people need to go into learning new hobbies and skills because that's what's right for them. It is not the same for every person. So do not feel like if other people in your community are all being really productive and you feel like you're just not in that space and you just want to rest and sleep and restore, you do what you need to do. Okay, but I want you to really consciously choose a purpose, because if you don't, you get up every day and you feel like you're adrift without an anchor. You feel like you don't know what your purpose is. You don't feel like you're being satisfied. If you can wake up every morning and have a purpose, then at the end of the day, you can have felt purposeful, which makes you feel good and fulfilled. Okay, and here is the juicy goodness. You can have a different purpose every day if you want. Okay, so pick a purpose that feels good to you the morning you wake. You could call that intention, but the word purpose is really all-encompassing. And it feels really good to say, I know what my purpose is today, right? Just say that. I know what my purpose is today. And feel how relieving that feels for stress, fear, and anxiety. Because it's like, oh, I've got a purpose. I've got to get on and live my purpose today. So start to think about, is your purpose rest and rejuvenation right now, today, tomorrow, this week? Is your purpose going to be wellness and doing things to take care of your body right now? Is your purpose going to be your children and deepening connection and helping them to learn, heal, grow, explore new things? Is your purpose going to be reconnecting with family and friends that you have had no time to because you've been so on the go with all your work and all your to-do lists, right? As we're all on this little treadmill. Think of a mouse on a wheel, and the wheel keeps going, a hamster on a wheel, and we just go, 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 go. Now is a powerful portal of connection. You are not alone. Even if you are physically alone in isolation right now, you are not alone. Connect in is a purpose for you right now. Building your friendships, sitting on video calls and chatting to your family, rebuilding connections, seeing what's going on for people. Might your purpose be learning something new? What have you always wanted to learn? What have you always wanted to explore? Get online. There's free resources, people wanting to teach you anything and everything you could ever imagine. That could be a purpose. Learning. You might want to say today, tomorrow, this week, I'm going to be focused on a purpose of learning. Could it be that your purpose is going to be contribution, contributing in some way to other people through messages, emails, social media, whatever it is? That could be a purpose for a day, a few days, a week, the month. Pick a purpose that is meaningful to you, okay? Might be things around the house. Might be that you want to take care of some projects around the house that you haven't been focused on for a while. So remember, we're talking about challenges that are very unique to this time, and we're talking about the fact that they bring up fear, stress, anxiety, and we're talking about solutions to them. So the first one was loss of certainty. The solution is lock onto what you do know for certain. The second one was loss of purpose. Solution is choose a purpose from where you stand. It can be a purpose for a day, a purpose for 24 hours, a purpose for a week, doesn't matter what feels good to you. The third thing is, and this is really big, and I had a chit chat with a friend on Zoom the other day about this, and I've noticed it for me, is that we draw a lot of inspiration and possibility and feeling good and feeling motivated from having plans, from having a vision for the future. This month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, the next year, things you want to do, places you want to go, things you want to achieve. And then it's like a wall coming down. Lockdown, don't know what's going to happen, can't leave the house. Or can leave the house, but don't know what's going on in the global situation, can't travel, can't build business, can't do different things because of what's going on. All of a sudden, your vision and plans start to look cloudy and you don't know what to focus on. This is a really big thing. This brings up sadness, fear, stress, and anxiety. So how do we resolve that? What is a solution to help you with that? What I want you to do is start to think about, how can I make plans from where I stand for my next week or my next 2 weeks that are within my control? Now, that might look like you have a plan for tomorrow and you know what you're going to do when you get up tomorrow. And that might involve not leaving your house, and that's okay. But a plan, instead of having a plan for 3 months, I'm going to go and travel here, and in 6 months, I'm going to be doing this project, and next year, my goals are this and this. Instead of that big picture vision and plans, create a micro vision and a micro plan, and it will give you relief and it will ease the stress, fear, and anxiety. Okay, it ties in with purpose a little too, but it's much more detailed. Purpose is a big picture thing. It's like, I'm going to focus on a purpose of being contribution. I'm going to focus on a purpose of looking after my body. Having plans is structure, is details. Like, tomorrow, I'm going to do these 5 things. And then in the next week, I'm going to do these 10 things. And you have like a list, and it's giving you structure. It's giving you a vision and something to work towards that allows you to get up in the morning and feel like there's a reason for you to get up in the morning and to feel good about it, feel good about yourself and feel motivated. If you're noticing stress, fear, anxiety, lack of motivation, the uncertainty, the loss of purpose, and the loss of structure, plan, and visions is affecting you, these are really practical little things that you can do that will help you, okay? So fire away if you've got any questions. I will quickly reiterate a couple of other points, and then we're going to finish up this live stream today. I'll make sure that I put the replay up for you. Someone saying, I'm really scared about the future right now. Being cooped up at home doesn't help anxiety. I hear you. Now, here's something really important. I've had anxiety since I was really little. I said up the other day on a live stream, since I was like 4 years old, I can remember having anxiety. And I have done a lot of work on nailing that, okay? So most important thing is, notice what triggers your anxiety. And there'll be a combination of things, external triggers and internal triggers. Internal triggers are you focusing your thought patterns and letting your mind go down paths that then trigger out these anxious feelings inside of you. Okay, that's one. The second thing is the outer experience, and things come along and prompt you, trigger you, like you're seeing the news, people's conversations, other people's stuff going on that's triggering up your anxiety. So what you want to do is start to limit your exposure to the messaging that's creating that. Limit your intake of really negative news. Be informed, but don't overconsume. Notice your thought patterns. When they're not serving you, you have to start to learn to interrupt these thought patterns, okay? Start to say, I understand this thought. I understand why I'm having this thought. Okay, so you name it. I'm thinking about how I don't understand what's going to happen in the future. Okay, that is causing me anxiety right now. What is a better thought that I can focus my attention on? Well, a better thought is I do know what's going to happen today. I know what I need to focus on today. I know that I need to go and make a meal for myself and my children. I know that I need to take care of my body. I know that I can do XYZ things that are in my control. That's what I'm going to focus on. You've given your mind a job, and it removes it from this negative train of thought that it's going down. Basic interruption technique. Notice what's not working, interrupt, redirect. But here's the thing with anxiety. It's emotion, right? Energy and motion inside your body. Emotion, energy and motion. Fear, stress, anxiety. All these types of feelings are very physiological. You can name it. It feels like butterflies in my stomach. It feels like tightness in my chest. It feels like constriction in my throat. It feels like tension in my muscles. So what you want to do is you want to do two main things to help you with that. The mind mastery is essential. You've got to do that. That is like a no-brainer must if you are having fear, stress, anxiety. Notice thought, name it, interrupt it, redirect yourself. But here are two other important things, and they make up a little set of four that are my solution for these problems of anxiety. Deep diaphragmatic breathing. Regular basis if you have anxiety. First thing when you wake up in the morning, do not get up until you've done a whole minute of deep diaphragmatic slow breathing. Before you go to bed at night and any time during the day when you feel it. It means mouth closed, breathe in and out of your nose, slowly, deeply, rhythmically. Let the belly rise gently on the inhale, let it fall gently on the exhale. Breathe in to 3, breathe out to 4, and you repeat it for a few minutes. It is sending a calming signal to your mind and to your body, okay? The second one, emotional freedom techniques, EFT, also known as tapping, okay? I'm looking at 3 cameras, that's why I'm going like this. Okay, EFT. You want to practice that. The tapping technique is uber powerful. If you haven't used tapping before, definitely head to my website. Grab the free resource there that goes through how to use tapping, thedailypositive.com/EFT-tapping. Email me if you need to, support@thedailypositive.com. I'll send you the link. Okay. That process to tapping on meridian points in our body in a very specific way while voicing our thoughts and feelings for anything like fear, stress, and anxiety is super powerful. Okay. Mind mastery, interrupt your thoughts, deep diaphragmatic breathing, tapping. The fourth one in the little series of things that I do, spirituality and faith practice. Surrender at what you can't control. Surrender over and over and over again. I cannot control this. I surrender it up. I cannot control this. I let it go. Even though I can't control this, I'm choosing peace and I surrender it up. Over and over and over again. If you have a faith base, if you have a spiritual base, stand on that base right now and let it be your foundation. Now is the time to turn towards your rituals, okay? So I hope that helps you. I understand the fear that you've got. I understand the anxiety. You've got to practice. It is all too easy to be consumed by the fear and the media and all the information that's out there. It's true that this stuff is happening, right? We know that, but we can't overconsume it or we lose our center. Okay, we have to stay grounded in this time. We have to come together. We have to be peaceful. We have to be calm. It is the only way for us to logically move through this. Okay. Always great to receive your daily positive message. Hope all is well. Thanks, Nigel. It's great to connect with you. Hey, Oma. Thank you so much for being here. So if you need me, email me, support@thedailypositive.com. I will personally reply to you. Okay, we have people all over the world in our community. We've got a really strong, inspired, empowered, powerful community. You are a part of it if you're here on social media, if you're getting our daily emails. If you're not getting the daily emails, be sure to go and subscribe on the website, dailypositive.com, so we can send those to you completely free, resources to help you stay grounded, calm, to feel supported, to feel connected during this time, okay? I have big love for you all. Hey, Joe. Reach out to me anytime. Again, I'm doing these live streams every few days. I'll continue to show up for you. Big love to you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. Be kind. Be tolerant. Be patient. Be loving to yourself. Take care of your rituals. I hope the 3 tips today have helped. Remember, 3 biggest triggers that I can see going on right now for people underlying fear, stress, anxiety is loss of certainty, loss of purpose, loss of vision and plans for the future. Solutions: lock onto what you know for certain. Put your focus on a purpose that you choose day to day. Make up a purpose for yourself day to day. Change it whenever you want. And 3, create a structured plan for yourself for the day, the week ahead, for the next 2 weeks. So every day you know what you're getting up to do. You get a sense of vision. You get a sense of plans. You know that you've got tasks to take care of. It gives you a sense of meaning and satisfaction day to day. Okay. Hey, Charlene. Great to have you here. Thank you so much for your message. Okay, lovelies, that's it. I'll see you again in a few days. Reach out to me if you need anything, okay? Lots of love to you all. Bye now.